You didn't fail the system. The system succeeded at exactly what it was designed to do. Think about that for a second. 12 years. For some people, 16. Sitting in classrooms, memorizing information someone else decided was important, raising your hand before speaking, asking permission to use the bathroom, completing assignments exactly the way the rubric demanded, learning very quickly that the safest way to succeed was to give the institution the answer it already expected from you. And at the end of all of it, they handed you a diploma, a certificate confirming you had successfully completed the program. What nobody explained was what the program was actually designed for. Because school was never built to make you wealthy. It was built to make you employable. And those are not the same thing. From your very first day in school, you were being trained in something far more important than math or history. Obedience. Show up on time. Sit where you're told. Follow instructions carefully. Complete tasks before deadlines. Don't interrupt authority figures. Don't challenge the curriculum too aggressively. Stay inside the structure. Now ask yourself honestly, where do those behaviors become extremely valuable? Corporate offices, cubicles, management hierarchies, large organizations that need reliable, predictable people capable of executing instructions without questioning the system they operate inside. Punctuality, compliance, deference to authority. These are not neutral life skills. They are the exact traits that create dependable employees and weak owners. School trained you to become useful inside someone else's machine, not to build your own. And the dangerous part is that most people never realize the training happened because the lessons felt responsible, reasonable, even wise, especially these three. The first belief, hard work automatically creates success. School reinforced this idea for over a decade. Study harder, get better grades, put in more effort, and you'll get rewarded. Inside school, that system mostly worked. The relationship between effort and outcome was clear and predictable. So you graduated believing that working harder was always the solution. Then real life happened. And suddenly the hardest working people you knew were exhausted, underpaid, and barely surviving. Nurses working 12-hour shifts, construction workers destroying their bodies, warehouse employees clocking 60 hours a week. Meanwhile, some of the wealthiest people in America were making money while asleep. Because wealthy people don't primarily build income. They build systems, assets, businesses, investments, things that continue producing value after they stop actively working. Poor and middle-class workers ask, how can I work more? Wealthy people ask, what can I build once that keeps paying me for years? School never taught you to ask that second question. Not once. The second belief, security is the goal. Get good grades so you can get into a good college. Get a good degree so you can land a stable job. Get the stable job so you can feel secure. That was the roadmap. And honestly, it sounds logical. Especially in America, where one medical emergency can financially destroy a family. Security feels responsible. But here's the part nobody says out loud. Security and freedom are often opposites. The more dependent you become on someone else's paycheck, the harder it becomes to take risks that could actually change your life. Because risk threatens comfort, and comfort is addictive. Most salaries are not rewards. They are retention tools. Your employer calculated the minimum amount necessary to keep you productive, compliant, and unlikely to leave. That's not cruelty. That's business. A company cannot pay employees the full value they generate, or the company itself stops making profit. Which means, by definition, your labor is always worth more than your paycheck. But school never explained the structure. It simply taught you to feel grateful for stability. The third belief is the most dangerous of all, that the correct answer already exists, and someone else has it. Every test in school trained the same instinct. Wait for authority to confirm the answer. Your job wasn't to create new ideas. Your job was to identify the approved answer and repeat it accurately. Independent thinking was allowed, but only inside carefully controlled boundaries. Question the assignment a little. Debate the topic slightly. Analyze within the rubric, but don't step too far outside the framework itself. Real wealth creation works the opposite way. In business, investing, entrepreneurship, and innovation, the people who win are usually the people who see something before consensus does. They notice opportunities before they become obvious. They build before permission exists. They act before institutions approve the idea. The student trained to wait for certainty becomes helpless in environments where uncertainty is exactly where the opportunity lives. That's why so many intelligent people stay financially average. They were educated to solve known problems, not to identify invisible opportunities. And then there's the curriculum nobody ever taught you. Nobody explained assets. Not textbook definitions, real assets. Things that generate income, whether you work or not. Stocks, businesses, real estate, intellectual property, systems. Nobody taught you that liabilities often pretend to look like assets. A financed luxury car is not wealth. A giant house you can barely afford is not wealth. Expensive status symbols are often just socially acceptable debt. Nobody taught you that compound interest works both ways. It builds investment accounts slowly and destroys people through credit card debt just as efficiently. Nobody taught you the difference between high income and actual wealth. A doctor making $400,000 a year with massive debt and no assets can still be financially trapped. Income stops the moment labor stops. Wealth keeps working without you. And nobody explained how differently the tax system treats employees versus owners. Employees earn money, get taxed immediately, then spend what remains. Business owners often spend strategically first, then get taxed afterward. Same economy, completely different rules. The information was never hidden, just never emphasized, because the system functions best when most people remain financially dependent on employment. Now this is the part where most people get emotional, angry, bitter, defensive. Don't. This isn't about blaming teachers or pretending school has no value. School can absolutely teach useful skills. The problem is confusing education with financial education. Those are not automatically the same thing. The important thing is simply seeing clearly. Because invisible cages are the strongest kind. The people who build real freedom usually aren't dramatically smarter than everyone else. They just ask different questions. At some point, something interrupted the programming. A book, a mentor, a business failure, a financial mistake, painful enough to force a different perspective. And eventually they ask the question that changes everything. If I was trained to become useful to the system, what do I need to learn to become valuable to myself? That question changes lives. Because once you stop seeing yourself only as a worker, you begin thinking like an owner. And owners play an entirely different game. School taught you how to survive inside existing systems. The next phase of your education determines whether you stay there forever or build something of your own.